this is shame, basically in corporal, or I don't know any other language that speaks about shame as the Hebrew can speak about it. Shame is actually now we move into the language of Torah, or the Kabbalist language. Shame actually is a very powerful force, actually, to come back, to return. It actually speaks about, the same letter speaks about the ability to return home, to return to the source of our arising. Okay. So the shame, in that respect, in Hebrew, comes from actually acknowledging separation. It's not an emotional description of what I'm going through when I'm being caught as not acting as I expect from myself or as others expect from me. It goes to something completely different. It doesn't describe an emotion. It describes a possibility for action. You see the difference. It's not, it's the ability, one can say, it's the ability to feel that there is always a calling, come back to me. Okay? And more than that, it has to do with the ability to define myself as Adam, to define myself as part, as a crucial part of creation, of the purpose of creation. Meaning, I will come back when it when it's when something like this, a sense of not being able to, and let me start, I erase it. When a question of meaning, of why I was created, why I was given life, why I was given corporal desires, sort of start to explore the meaning of it, it actually go through a search for power, meaning from higher, to be able to reform oneself, to have the, if you like, to have the strength and the ability to redefine myself. So shame in Hebrew, busha, is to do with the definition of self, a true definition of self. It's, look, incorporality is saying that I judge and I accuse myself. And this is why I feel shame. In the spiritual term, I understand that the judgment, okay, is not that I've done something bad, like separating myself, but it's an opportunity to actually redefine the self, not punish myself for a particular self already defined, but to redefine the self. You see, it's a complete different possibilities. One is to do with punishment, and this is what you're speaking about. One is to do with almost sort of cutting the life and cutting the possibility and actually burying oneself, and one is a possibility of redefining oneself. It's in Kabbalistic terms, it's a very powerful, very powerful awakening. And it's saying, you can say, the way I was handling and defining myself as a whole, the whole concept of the self is a separative force. I wish to redefine myself in order to be able to return to the connection, and that is to a connection with the Creator, which I can earn, which in which I can earn my, I can earn the self definition without getting it as a free meal.
Okay, is there a closer word to it in English that, from what you're describing? Because I mean, for me, shame is so negatively connotated. It's such a.
So use Hebrew.
What's that?
Use Hebrew. Use busha.
Use busha.
Busha, and you see that in busha you actually have the constitution of shuv, which is you change because you define it differently, meaning it's shuv Hashem, meaning to return to the purpose, because name is a purpose. Okay, and you don't have an English word. You can say a return, but if you say I feel return, no one will understand what you're speaking about. Okay. So, but it's in any case, we're speaking about an internal discourse in yourself. So call it in Hebrew, busha. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's actually the difference is being swamped and actually staying in. It's a difference between staying in Egypt and going out of Egypt. The two possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's being enslaved to. It's not far away from what from the discussion I had with Peter. It's being enslaved to our emotion and to our self-view, or to ask for help to be able to return to the true self and redefine it.
I understand. I just think the word, I think it's a matter of the word that was.
Yeah, of course, you cannot escape it in English.
Yeah.